we're about to start with the meaning of life.
I don't know that we're starting with the meaning of life. Let's start with we're just saying that it's episode 7 of Motor City Music Society, and our guests today are Acoustic Ash and Daryl Bean. And instead of Aaron and Tammy, we have Aaron and Aaron.
I think that's cool too, because sometimes one Aaron just isn't enough.
Yeah, baby. Come on, put your hands in the air.
I wave around like it just don't care, y'all. Live at the Sound Shop.
Ashes in the house. Mr. Ashes.
It's probably going to change your life. Now, here are your hostesses, Tammy and Aaron Accomando.
Well, that's half true. So thank you guys for tuning in today. My name is Aaron, and
my name is Tammy.
It's not.
But I have a cold. And when I have a cold, I turn into an Asian person.
Who has a British accent?
I don't have a British accent.
Okay. All right, so that's Aaron G.
Yeah, I'm Aaron G.
That's Aaron G. So we have to be very clear about who we're talking about on this episode. I am Aaron, and that is Aaron G.
Aaron G on loan from Aaron G TV.
Yes, there it is. So
there you go.
Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Motor City Music Society, episode 7. Could I say that any faster? I don't think so. We have Acoustic Ash here. Make some noise. Acoustic Ash. So they know you're here. You know.
Oh, hi.
Hi. And then we have a special guest coming on a little bit later in our second segment. But for now, Acoustic Ash is here. And if you like everything that you're going to hear tonight, then you're going to want to check out facebook.com/theacousticash, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just reading your pre-interview here, making
Thanks.
sure.
Sweet.
And if you want to check out Motor City Music Society anywhere else other than here on YouTube, where you're probably listening to us at this very moment, you can check us out at Motor City Music Society on Instagram and Facebook, and MC Music Society on Twitter and Snapchat. We have
Can
it
I
all
get
over
a
the place.
whoop, whoop?
Whoop.
Wow.
Whoop.
That was really, really impressive. Oh,
Ash
can you
is
do
just-
something for me real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
Can you say technical difficulties?
Technical difficulties.
For some reason, when you say that, it like connects to the sort of, what is that called? OCD personality. OCD personality, technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
Did
I
you
don't
tell
know.
everybody we're running 40 minutes late because of my technical difficulties?
I don't even
Well-
know that that's true. I
Throw
think...
me under the bus, please. I'm begging you.
No, I think it was a little bit of both of y'all up here.
No. I mean, we, those who thought that we are running late, we are actually on Central Time. It's 7 o'clock. We're
So
actually
we're-
really early,
so we're
and you're
15
early as well.
We're 15 minutes early is what's happening. now.
Exactly.
Okay.
The
I'm all right
problem
with
is Aaron GTV didn't release Aaron to get here until right at showtime.
Okay, I just
That's
want
what
to
it
say,
was,
Uh,
man.
So
either
it's
way, you're
Aaron
5 or
GTV's
4
fault.
hours behind what you should be in my time.
I know. And
So instead of a prima donna, I'm a post Madonna. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
as nobody laughs. Cricket.
No, it's okay.
So maybe we have a slightly different crew today because our usual co-host Tammy is out sick today. Feel better, Tammy. In case you're watching,
Tammy.
we miss your face, and I miss your face. I haven't seen you in like a month. No, it's been like 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks. It just feels like a month because I miss you. So Aaron GTV, who is normally one of our camera operators and tech
true.
directors, is the lovely co-host, just like last week.
Yes.
Or
And
last
today
time.
I'm Tammy.
So we're just gonna call him Aaron Tammy
Aaron Tammy.
or
Terran.
or Taryn.
Terran.
Sounds like a
G.
terrible terrapin.
Oh,
It's like a StarCraft reference.
it's not going well. I
Nobody
don't
knows
like
what
that.
StarCraft is.
Not.
I do.
You do?
I do.
You're really cool today. All right.
Just today. So anyway, that takes care of us, the co-hosts. Our HD camera operator is actually my man, Mike Dezes. You can't see him. He's not on camera, but he's over there.
Those of you who cannot see him, he is a very sexy man, about 6'4", and clad perfect, almost entirely in suede.
Okay. Hugh Jackman. That's his
Hugh Jackman.
name.
That's right. Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. And then we have Phil Stewart, Sexy Phil, on the
Sexy
camera
Phil.
operating behind me. Again, you can't see him. He's behind me in the live room. He's the one that set up the webcams and is controlling what you see right now. And then, of course, we have the lovely Kevin Wesley Williams behind the board engineering.
Lovely. He's lovely, he is. He's lovely.
Who is?
What? I'm sorry.
Who's lovely?
Kevin is a very tall brunette. Very slender. Think Victoria's Secrets meets Michael McDonald. Go.
Okay. That's an interesting visual.
I
wish I could Photoshop quickly. Like, so I could whip that shit right up and, like, throw it on the internet.
Like Michael McDonald. Like in my voice, is that good?
Like
No,
Michael
Michael
F.
McDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. I just had
Mike, did you eat
caffeine.
McDonald's?
So I think it's kicking in right about now. Please.
Yeah. And don't mind me if I start to digress a little bit. I'm on some Dayquil. So if you hear anything weirder than normal come out of my mouth, just chalk it up to the Dayquil, please.
Yeah.
Allergies are real today.
Yeah.
So I think we should just start talking to Ash, because Ash is sitting here like, hello.
Ash, why are you so fabulous?
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm
sorry.
out. She says, yeah, I'm out.
So you have written some very beautiful songs.
Thanks.
And I am such a huge fan of your voice and your performances. And we hang out all the time here in the studio.
We do.
Yes. It's really,
do.
really cool. And we've done a series of these sort of like, camera things and all
Yeah.
that.
We have. They've been watched a bit.
Just a bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, you're quite famous.
No.
You have a few like viral-ish videos.
Ish. I mean,
They're viral-ish. They're not like, viral.
They're like viral-ish.
Ish.
They're viral like.
They're
That's
not
fine.
viral like a virus.
Or are they? Whoa.
I don't know. But which songs were the ones that went viral? I know Land of the Free kind of.
Yeah.
Went a
Land
bit.
of the Free, Justice for the 96. Few covers.
Mm-hmm.
Auto Tequila's doing okay.
Yeah.
Land of the Free. That's pretty sweet.
We're going to save that one for later. You're going to be doing that one, but not.
Yeah.
It's a bit much out of the gate.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
randomly start singing it all the time.
Like, we want people to go out afterwards, not right now. It's like, just put down your blowtorches and everything else. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine. We'll wait.
Just protest after
Just
the
put those on
podcast.
pause.
Right now, it's time you should be settled down. You should have a glass with ice. Come on now, it's been warm. And in the ice should be a beverage.
Yes.
That beverage should be sitting, waiting for you to get intoxicated.
That sounds so nice right now.
Right?
That
I think
just
I want
sort
a
of
warm
calmed
beverage, though.
everything right down, didn't it?
It did. That was so
Very
relaxing.
soothing.
I really enjoyed that.
Once upon a time on a faraway
So,
land.
so where can people get a beverage and listen to you play next?
They can get a beverage at a local place in Michigan called Dearborn Brewing, which is a fab place, by the way. So, I am a inward child. I like to do really ridiculous things and pretend to be Peter Pan. So when you give me a place that will allow me to drink alcohol, which, by the way, is amazing. Like, I'm not much of a beer drinker unless I'm there. When I go to Dearborn Brewing, I have to drink.
Okay.
So they had this drink, which is now no longer available right now because it's seasonal, but they are bringing out a brand new drink this week.
Ooh.
So get down there and drink it because it's so good there. You can draw on the walls.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, I'm sold.
Like,
Yeah.
the whole
I don't
of
even
the
drink and I'm
walls
going there.
are all chalkboard, and they have chalk in there for you. You can draw on the walls. You can play Jenga, different like puzzle games. You get to hear live music. You get to drink amazing beer, and they support the local artists and the local businesses. So they like sell local artists' work in there and different things that are being made. It's a really cool place.
That is so cool.
that
I
is a
just
cool
wish
place.
Dearborn were closer to where I lived, or else I would be there all the time.
You
I
should
love
probably just jump in our car.
probably every
We
once
should
in a
go
while.
there right now.
And May 5th is my birthday weekend, so you should totally come out and party.
Oh, hey, girl.
Happy birthday weekend.
Yeah, backwards in numbers.
That's awesome, though. I'm a huge like. I've been really in a mood for porters lately. That's the only beer I've wanted to drink lately. I don't know why.
It's because you didn't drink the beer at Dearborn Brewing yet.
No,
No, that's why.
are there good porters there?
Oh my god, the beers are just amazing.
All of them.
It's just all of them.
I would have to come with you guys because I'd be like, I'm too drunk to drive home. Thanks, guys.
That's
for
fine.
this."
That's why we have Katie. Sorry,
Okay.
Katie.
Well, no, I mean, that's why
The
I
wife.
drink all of my beer made from roots. Roots beer. I think that beer, this is a side, but it's very important. I would imagine that beer made from roots would be like stronger. Apparently, that's the clean stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was out loud. Continue.
Anyway, I was like never a huge fan of any beer other than like normal, not domestic beers, but just normal, like
Just
I don't know,
beer.
like Blue Moon, Stella, like just normal people beers who are like, I'll take a beer, I don't care, whatever. Now I'm like very specific.
Now you're very hipster.
know
I'm
what?
very hipster,
I
and I
like the
need
light ones.
very oh, okay.
Like my beer has to be like citrusy. Like
Okay.
I want to drink a beer and feel fresh. I don't want to drink a beer and sit there and be like, oh my god, I'm so heavy right now. Because I
But-
get that a lot anyway. So I don't need that with beer. But like you have the whole range at this place. So
Yeah,
like
that's what I want.
really heavy, like just I'm gonna drink this. I'm feel like an 8-year-old man in like a minute. Like they have those beers.
Yep.
And they have the beers that like I'm gonna drink this and then 15 more of these and maybe another 12 and I'm still gonna want to party.
No, that sounds amazing.
This
I need
issue has been brought to you by beer.
beer.
Not made from roots.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Just throw
That's
that out there for
that's
you.
all right. I did want to ask you one more question before we get into the music,
Okay.
if that's all right.
Maybe.
I go into British accents regardless of who's here, but when you're around, it just happens so much more
That
often.
never happens to me ever.
Oh,
And-
you're British, are you? Are you from England?
And me?
No.
Me? No.
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 No, the
I
girl
guess
playing the guitar.
that's a good question as well. Ash, please tell them where you're from.
Yes, is your accent authentic, and where does it originate?
Okay,
please, and thank
hilariously,
you.
yes, it is real.
Yes.
It originates from Warrington, a little place in between Manchester and Liverpool.
Say Manchester again.
Manchester
Love that.
and
Manchester.
Liverpool. I'm a
Yes.
massive Liverpool, fan. Don't make me say Manchester too much, like. So
Yeah, curve.
it's a little place.
How about
It's a really
Vanpool?
cool place, and everyone should probably just go to Warrington and get wasted at the turf.
Right now. Oh, yes.
Like right now, just go to Warrington, get wasted in
Right.
the turf, and say hey to Stace.
Yeah,
Right
people
now.
always ask me if mine is genuine. I tell them, yes, it's 100% genuine. It's just not mine.
Yeah, except I signed up for the gym recently. Yeah, I know. That happened. But I did. I signed up for the gym recently. And the guy that sold me the membership, like 3 weeks later, he's like, looks at Kate and he's like, does she always pretend to talk like that?
Oh my god.
She's like, it's real. No, that's real.
Offensive.
And he's like, no, it's not. I'm like, no, it is.
Want to see my
It's like-
birth certificate,
He's
bro?
like, no. And I'm like, this is my UK driving license. So it's like, it's not valid anymore, but like, this is me. It's like,
Wow.
no. I was like, it's fine. It's like, I'm
That's-
going to work out anyway.
You should have started faking like Valley Girl accent right there.
It's okay. Quit the
Like,
next
you
week.
got me.
So.
Do you do
Totally
an
fake.
American girl accent? Have I ever heard you do an American accent?
The only really American accent I do is kind of southern.
I think we've had this
I don't
conversation.
That's
know
the
that
one I
it's
do as
that
well.
good. My grandparents are from well, my grandfather is from Virginia. My grandmother is originally from England.
Well, let's
Okay.
close our eyes and listen to it. Here we go. We're closing our eyes.
It's pressure.
This whole thing
Well,
is
that's why
pressure.
we're closing our eyes. We're not looking at you, so
Okay,
nothing
so
is happening
I used to
here.
make Katie's boss laugh, like
Okay.
her old boss. So the only thing I would say to her is like, okay, you get the butter, you put the butter in the batter, put the batter in the oven, turn it on, 350, leave it. It's good.
That's amazing.
That was so good.
I closed my and you became an entirely different person.
That was your real name coming out. I won't say it. Don't
No,
worry.
no,
because
heck
I
no.
love you. I would never. I remembered your real name.
Yeah.
Your birth name.
Yeah, because that's how it came about.
I know your real name.
I know. I would never say it.
Nobody needs to know the real name.
in any situation. People actually, and that's not your real name.
No,
I didn't just spill
everybody
the beans or
thinks my
anything.
name's Ashley though.
No, my dad, I think last time we were on our way to Moose McGregor's, he was like, is Ash short for Ashley? I'm like, actually, no. I'll tell you what it's short for. Like, I was so proud to know. Like, it's some secret. It is a secret, though.
It is a secret.
So my
It's
dad
kinda
might
secret.
know, but he also probably forgot.
We could probably offer $10,000 and be able to not have to pay it out because nobody knows.
No, there's probably too many people that would really know, and they'd be like, I know it for free.
Well,
So Aaron G is actually short for methylchloroesophazoline. You were close though. No.
yeah, you were close.
Yeah,
You were close.
Ash is short for anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh, yeah. There
Oh
it is.
yes, yes, the second longest word in the English language.
What's the first one?
I don't know.
So what? And I'm gonna backtrack. one more time.
Okay.
because we had
yes,
different
right.
questions.
Sorry.
One more thing
You
before
guys
we
are
start
out of
playing music.
control.
It was
Out
day
of
cool. It
control.
was day cool. Like, seriously, though. Okay.
So
sorry.
if you listen to Motor City Music Society before, you know that I have the artists fill out pre-interviews, so we know just a little tiny bit about them before they come on, and we don't have to waste time with the boring shit. So I had Ash list a couple of her favorite performances or the ones she's most proud of, and I knew a couple of them, but Beijing is on the list.
Yeah.
Like all of Beijing.
Just
the
she
whole
didn't,
of Beijing.
Just like the other ones were pretty specific, but this one just says Beijing.
Beijing.
All of
And
Beijing.
so-
Yay, Tokyo.
Well, no, because
Sorry.
it was the International Music Conference in
Okay.
Beijing. Okay. So last minute, someone had to drop out, and I was like, I'll go. And so they arranged it. I got to go, which was really cool. And I'm not in the choir, so I wasn't going to play in the choir. And I'm not a classical musician that reads lots of music, so I'm like, I'm not going to do that either. So I started playing along with some of the songs they were doing, and they asked if I would do one of my original tracks. And I was like, yeah. So I played an original track, and it was the university I went with that I went to. And the university choir that went sang the chorus, and it was the most intense feeling I've ever felt. Like,
Oh my gosh.
my whole body went chilly, and I'm like, oh, I still gotta play. This is so hard. But then afterwards, we were on the way back to the hotel, going through Chinese public transport, which, may I just tell you, is slightly chaotic and scary all at the same time.
I believe that.
And we're sat there, stood there, actually. No one sits down in the subway in China. But we were stood there, and the train turned up, and we looked up, and the performance was on the Chinese news.
Oh my gosh.
Which, as you know, over there, they are communism. So whatever they air is what's seen.
Wow.
So like
So everybody
everybody
saw
in
it.
China could.
So they pointed at you, and you were like, "I get that all the time. It's not." It's
No,
not
they
even
just
me."
pointed at me because they didn't see nobody this big in China before. They're like, oh, did you eat my friend?
Is that your Chinese accent?
No, no.
That's my Chinese accent.
Right there.
Right
No,
there.
I learned two things in China. The only two things I needed to know is hello and how much.
Yes.
So ni hao, do xiao chen. That's it.
That's world culture with Ash.
Very different to Norway. In Norway, I got taught 3 sayings.
Yes.
Probably shouldn't tell you these.
Well, you have to say
I was
it
gonna
now.
say you're just leaving us hanging.
So, my best friend in university was Camilla. Big shout out to Camilla, who has an amazing voice, by the way.
Aw.
And me and Camilla became really good friends. And I was like, okay, if I come see you in Norway, how do I pick someone up for the night? She's like, oh. So I'm like, okay. So in England, you'd be like, all right, do you want to get out of here? Well, you got to be a bit more blunt in Norway. So it's like, hey, do you want to fuck? So
Ah.
it's Vilde Knule. And then it's like, well, who do you want to fuck with? And you're like, with me, Mimai. And then, of course, you know, you might have had a few beers that night, so maybe some tequila. It's like, can she join us? Can who blame her? So now, if I ever go to not now. If I would have gone to Norway in the past,
Right.
I could have been like, Vilde Knule, Mimai, can who blame her?
I can't believe you weren't going to tell us that.
I
Katie
mean,
just
at least now you know.
Katie just chimed in and wants to know when you're going to Norway.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 It's too bad the first song isn't Uh-Oh Tequila. Because that would have been a great segue.
Oh,
But that's okay. That's okay, Ash. I would like to prep you now to play your
Okay.
first song if that's
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, the
No, I
musical
love that, though.
mastery of the acoustic ash.
It is the Acoustic Ash, and your first song is called Embrace Love Tonight.
It is.
It's one of my favorite songs by you.
Thanks.
And I love watching you do it live because everybody in the audience puts their fist up in the air when you do it, and it's a really powerful moment.
It's nice when they do.
It is nice. It happened the other day. It happened
did.
on Saturday. I was standing there too. I was like, girl,
Girl, I'm embrace it.
you were the only time I had time. Wait, what? You were the only person I had time to stand and watch at the show on Saturday. I was running my ass around, so I was like, oh, okay,
I'm going to rephrase that a little.
running my ass
No,
around.
no, no. I think it was perfect
No,
the way
that's
it
what I
was.
meant.
Yep.
Just wheeling it around.
Just wheeling
It's
it
right
around.
over here.
Where is the rest of her? Oh my goodness. Well,
It's like the purpose of my music, really, more than anything. It's just to inspire and bring people together for equality. So,
So whenever you're ready, embrace love tonight.
okay, I'm going to stand up, though.
Yeah, you can. You may.
right.
I'm not much of a sitter when I'm a player. Don't fuel the fire with hate, and in the dark you be the light. I know that we are stronger if we embrace love tonight. Embrace love tonight. I'm tired of reading news. It tells me everything that I should say and do. It tells me I'm at war with you, but it ain't the path that I wanna choose. Instead, I'll take your hand and I'll walk you through the prejudice, my friend. I'll be there by your side, 'cause I know the love is gonna win this fight. So I beg of you to join me, raise your voices and unite. Don't you think it's time? Too many hearts are broken, it's taken far too many lives. The cycle we can break to put this right. Don't fuel the fire with hate, and in the dark you be the light. I know that we are stronger if we embrace love tonight. Embrace love tonight. Tabloids make me sick as they print the lies and hate that lead to this. Tell us these are facts. Oh, is anybody looking into that? Well, burn up my paper, but don't put it in the trash. Let the ashes immerse into the sky, and don't ever let it come back. 'Cause I beg of you to join me, raise your voices and unite. Don't you think it's time? Too many hearts are broken, it's taken far too many lives. This cycle we can break to put this right. Don't fuel the fire with hate, and in the dark you be the light. I know that we are stronger if we embrace love tonight. Embrace love tonight.
Yes.
Oh, so beautiful.
I know. That one,
My goodness.
I know. That was so nice. It's like I don't even want to talk after that. It's like, oh. So that one was called Embrace Love Tonight. For those of you tuning in right now, that is Acoustic Ash on the acoustic guitar. It's kind of self-explanatory.
It's Ash with a guitar, it's acoustic, it's acoustic Ash.
And it's
There's so much
These
Ash.
thought
powers
with an acoustic.
combined.
Yeah, and I noticed that the word Ash was in that song. I was
Yes,
like,
it
oh,
was.
I was like, oh, this is getting very meta very quickly. I don't think I've ever noticed that word was actually in there.
No.
What's up, AGTV?
I'd like to secretly call upon the powers of Sexy Phil if I could, without anybody else knowing
Okay.
in TV land,
Okay.
and have him move this mic stand just slightly to the back. But I'm going to do that so no one else knows.
But he's not going to know because his feed is on a delay.
Like TV magic.
So in 20 seconds, you'll see Phil come in.
And now here is Phil, discreetly walking over to this mic stand and moving it out of the way, so secretly, so professionally,
Towards the switch on
that
the wall.
none of you will know.
Toward where?
Towards the
Toward
wall.
the wall.
Right, perfect. Thank
Okay,
you very
perfect.
much. Movie magic, everyone. Behind the
podcasting.
scenes.
Hi, I'm not the guest.
That's Kevin Wesley Williams, though, in case you wanted to see his pretty face. So, since we're talking about, moving microphones and whatnot, I would like to welcome in our guest. If he can smirch right on in here. That's not our guest, Phil.
Our
Nope.
very special
Our
guest,
special
all the
guest.
way from the main studio, and his name is.
Daryl Bean.
Right, I didn't have it in front of me. Sorry about that. I'm terribly sorry.
This is an ongoing thing that happens where we just
Hugh Jackman. Right, it's not Hugh Jackman.
yes.
Oh my goodness, you're very Hugh Jackman-like, aren't you?
That is
If it can't be
Yes.
Hugh Jackman,
Yes,
it
right
might
there.
as well be our guest with superpowers.
yes.
I feel like I'm doing a stand-up routine. This is great.
So we decided to have Daryl on for a couple different reasons. So I met him through the Social Bandits, who we've had on this show. You played sax with. Well, you do play sometimes with them.
Correct.
Not played. You play sometimes with the Bandits sax, and I'm sure you play with other people around town as well.
Oh yeah, quite
I'm
a bit.
sure you do. That's the one person I knew that you played with because I played the same show with you. And also, you've invited my band, EBX, to be on your podcast.
Correct.
Which is what we are here to talk about today.
That's what we're pushing. That's what it's all about. Pumping things, right? So,
Yes.
Very cool.
And so your podcast is the most different thing I've ever heard of. I listen to a lot of movie podcasts. I don't listen to like any music podcast. At
yeah,
all.
that was
So-
one of the things that made me want to do it. Actually, is
Yeah.
because I saw all these kind of interesting podcasts about movies, and comedians have podcasts now, and those are kind of interesting. But there isn't anything quite like that has to do with music. So
Right. And I realized we still haven't told them what it's about.
that's true. It's a very well kept secret so far.
It is. It is. So you haven't started posting them yet, right? You're just in pre-production phase?
Yeah, that's right. We have
Okay.
3 weeks yet before the first episode launches.
Okay, so tell the people what the actual name of this show is.
Okay, well, the name of the podcast is The Year of Living Stevie, and the Stevie Ian mentioned is Stevie Wonder. And it's kind of like taking 3 or 4 different podcasts and kind of mashing them all together into like a Frankencast in a way. So I kind of took the concept of the long form interview like Mark Maron would do
Yeah.
or Pete Holmes would do. And then mix that with sort of some heavy geekery that you would see on like there's a podcast about the musical Hamilton called
Oh,
The
yeah.
Room Where It's Happening. And it's basically an hour of them just geeking out like crazy about these little factoids about Hamilton. And it's like, well, it'd be kind of fun to have something like that had to do with music.
Yeah.
And then the final kind of piece of the puzzle was the Live at Daryl's House,
Yep.
which isn't really a
Yep.
podcast, but similar-ish.
That's actually kind of what we were going for because it's a live thing. Well, it's not exactly live. It's not. Is it live? when
It's
they do it?
live-ish.
It's not live, but it's a video podcast.
Yeah, they record
basically.
it live, I guess.
Record it
That's kind of what we were
live.
going for, actually. That was one of the examples we had in our brains when we were, brainstorming for Motor City Music Society. So
Yep.
it's cool.
Yep, so a couple of music performances in there too, and just kind of put it all together into one thing. So yeah, that's the idea.
So why Stevie Wonder?
That's a great question, actually. It actually had to do with the election, believe it or not.
Okay.
Electing
And
Stevie Wonder for president.
yes, that would be great.
I'm really happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen.
I was really depressed after the election, and
wasn't?
not to
Well.
get political or anything like that, but I was not very happy, and I was pretty depressed, and I had this moment where I realized that I really needed more Stevie. Like the only way I was going to get through this was listen to more Stevie Wonder,
Yeah.
and then that sort of got the wheels turning. And one thing I realized, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think I've ever met anybody that said they didn't like Stevie Wonder.
No. Like never.
I met one person,
One person?
and I stopped hanging out with them, and I forgot their name purposely
Well, you forgot my name too.
because
but-
it's over there. But now,
He forgot your name on purpose, though. To
Yeah.
be fair.
did I?
it was a bit.
Yeah.
Was it a bit?
Yeah,
Was it
it's a
even
bit.
understand.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah.
Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I forget important things.
It's a bit. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. So you invited us. So you told me all about this a while ago because
Right,
you
yeah.
invited my band EBX to come on the show, and I'm not gonna tell them what songs we're doing. I was thinking about it.
It'll be
but
good
I'm-
to kind of leak it,
I-
when it's
yeah.
time, I guess. But
I think I would not want to tell the people what what songs we're doing.
Sure.
I think it'll be a better surprise. But you did come with clips.
I did come with some clips. The first show that premieres on May 8th. Also my birthday, actually. It's your birthday. The
May 5th?
cool people are all born in this time period. I guess,
In the
or something.
celebration.
So,
Whatever.
they're the first premiere episode, and I sat down and talked to them, and they performed a couple of songs. So I do have a couple clips from that show.
Yeah, and I'm going to let both clips just play one right after the other
Okay,
because
great.
they sound fine because you did a very good job of clipping. I was curious to see how that was going to work because we haven't done this before.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll the tape,
Here we go.
I think.
Yes.
If you had 30 seconds to send a message to Stevie Wonder, because somewhere in my fevered brain, I'm hoping that somehow it's like, hey, Stevie, there's this podcast about you. Really? Let's do this, and then and he would check. That was the worst Stevie Wonder impression
you gotta work on that.
on earth. I'm really sorry. Anyway, but
Steve, if you're listening.
so yeah, but if you had the opportunity to have 30 seconds or a minute or whatever, the time isn't really important. Just a concise way. What would you say to the maestro, Mr. Wonder?
I would say thank you so very much for speaking nothing but truth and just putting everything you have into music and just doing it because he obviously loves it. That it shows so much through his music. It's timeless, and I'm going to listen to it forever. So just thank you. For
Genuine,
sure.
joyful.
Yep.
Yeah, truthful, funky.
Truthful, definitely.
Just genuine music.
I think we need a T-shirt that says "Stevie is the truth."
Yes,
Right.
I'll buy it.
Pretty sweet.
I'll pre-order
So
that.
much truth.
Well, I don't really have a specific memory of when I realized that Stevie was the truth. But one thing that always really stood out to me
If you learn nothing else, Stevie
from the
is
very first time I heard it was the hi-hat. For whatever reason,
The hi-hat, yeah.
the hi-hat just is like especially in a lot of his tunes. It's not all the tunes that you feel this, I guess, at least me, but a lot of them, the hi-hat, it's like there's like 3 of them happening at the same time or something, but they're just perfectly placed, and it's just Stevie's touch.
I have a little bit insight into that. I have heard from a friend of a friend, the drummer who plays with Stevie Wonder nowadays. He's played with him for a couple of years now. He said that when he started playing with him, he had to almost relearn the songs and how to play them because a lot of them were played by Stevie himself. He played drums. He was actually a really good drummer. So he had to think how would someone who's never seen someone else play the drums play drums?
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Wow.
Geekery. There
Well, I
you
don't
go.
really have.
Right. Oh, this
Very
is
nice.
Yes, I love it. And I
I'm thinking of all
learned
these
a lot.
Stevie Wonder songs now. It says, send one your love with a dozen roses. Make sure that she knows it.
I think
The
it's
flower
it's
from your
interesting. You have to come on your podcast schooled about Stevie Wonder. I got to do some homework before I come on your podcast,
helps,
and my boys got to do some homework. I mean, maybe for all I know, the boys might know a lot
There
about Stevie.
are ribbons in the sky for our love.
Luckily,
Stay gold, man. Stay gold.
Yes.
luckily, I know the songs that we're doing already, so I have that going for me.
Yeah, it's fun. The more that you can bring into it, the more interesting it is. Tomorrow, I'm really excited. I'm going to be talking to Dennis Coffey,
Okay.
who's a Motown session musician and played on a Stevie Wonder song or two,
Wow.
and lots of other stuff too.
Wow.
So I'm gonna get schooled tomorrow. I think I'm trying not to Chris Farley the interview and be like, Motown. It's cool, right? So
you played for Motown.
That's awesome.
Pretty much how I feel on every podcast.
Yeah.
That's because you're fishing for answers. You know the answers. I'm asking you things I already know the answer to. It's pretty much how I feel on every podcast.
It's nerve wracking. I mean, I know the Social Bandits guys pretty well.
Yeah.
And I'm still sitting there going, oh my God, don't look like an idiot. What are you gonna say? Oh my God. So
Yeah.
it's nerve, but it's fun. It's kind of it's a great challenge. And it like you do here, it's great to stay in the moment and listen and find questions that sort of take you in different places sometimes too. So rather than be
Yes.
a rote interview sort of a thing like you might have, somewhere else, it's kind of nice to have the time to stretch it out and talk a little bit more.
yeah, it's okay if your podcast runs, an hour. Like I try to keep ours right to like an hour 20, an hour 25, but it's okay if it's a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. You have that space to work in. It's your show. Like it's my show. It's your show. It's, you know what I mean? I love having that freedom to do whatever I want to.
But I love how reflective that is too, because it's like you're really taking something apart, and when somebody puts that much into their music, like Stevie Wonder, there's a lot to say about Stevie Wonder. I'm joking around in my brain. I'm just trying to think of all these different things, but there's like lyrically, it's very, very real, and there's a lot. I mean, I could talk about it for a while. There's a lot of. I mean, each one is, and also them being so different, one from the other. Like we have the benefit of doing music in a world where Stevie Wonder already exists.
Yeah.
But,
I think, there were two things that I kind of thought of as I was working on the idea. Because at first it was like, oh, yeah, sure, a podcast about Stevie Wonder. That'd be nice, but do you really need that? And the first thing I thought of was, last year we lost David Bowie. We lost so many great artists and so many great musicians, and he's still with us. And it's like, wouldn't it be great to have an opportunity to do something to sort of let him know what he means?
That'd be crazy if he heard it.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Not the impression.
Somebody just knocks on his dressing room door. Mr. Wonder,
that
there's
impression
a
was
podcast.
awesome.
There's a podcast all about you. Would you like to hear it?
Stevie Wonder. Yes, everybody, Stevie.
So there's
good.
that, and then the other thing that occurred to me is that in a sense, people recognize Stevie Wonder as a genius, and they recognize him as being a great musician. But I feel like in a way he's almost become marginalized a little bit in culture. Like people don't really think about the influence that he's had and the way that he's affected the music that we hear today. So it's interesting to hear from all these different styles of artists. And one of my intents is to try and get as many different styles of musician as I can.
Yeah.
And have them talk about, how Stevie Wonder's music affected them and what it's meant to them as an artist. So.
Right. I was gonna start saying something, but then I was like, no, I gotta save it. I gotta save it for your podcast.
Oh yeah.
It was too involved. It was gonna be about some shit, but I'll wait for your podcast.
Nice.
Perfect.
But I wanted to ask Ash, because a lot of we're gonna get to your influences after this next song. But I wanted to ask, because a lot of your influence are in the same vein as Stevie Wonder. You didn't list Stevie Wonder specifically, but a couple of them are right around, Sam Cooke, Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye, same era. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're on it.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'm like, somebody confirm, please.
So university, again,
Yeah.
we had to take apart tracks,
Oh,
and so we learned a lot from Stevie. There were a lot of late nights. Thank you, Stevie. But a lot of what you could take from Stevie Wonder's work that I tried to take on as an acoustic artist is that generally acoustic artists were pretty much known as bipolar people. Because a singer-songwriter with a guitar, pretty much, you're going to cry in 2 bits at some point. But Stevie Wonder has this way of taking really sad lyrics and putting them to this joyful music. And you're like,
yeah.
oh, I didn't even realize I was sad until I stopped and read the lyrics. Now I'm sad, but when I listened, I felt like I was in a really good place. And so I took it on board for a couple of things I was doing. I took apart some of his chord charts, and my fingers just don't reach those frets.
I was gonna say, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But yeah, he's a huge influence. I would say, especially to people that do go to uni or college, because especially, I don't know how it is here, but in England, I had the opportunity of working with some really, really great lecturers like Steve Cooper. He's played on so many different live shows where I've turned on and be like, oh, there's my university lecturer. But he's a big Stevie Wonder ambassador, I would say. And, if it wasn't for the fact that he made me venture into listening and paying more attention, I would have had no idea of just how much he influences people and the music and me.
Right.
I guess.
I also appreciate how, like, in every interview that he's in or whenever he's around, he still loves music. Like, there's so many artists that you talk to now, and it's like, hey, man, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And it's like,
They're like, I don't.
yeah,
care.
man, that's cool. What are you listening to now? I did music today, and all that stuff. But he has his favorites. He has something to say over things. He carries a harmonica still to this day. He carries that harmonica. That is crazy awesome. And like, did you see the thing where he's on jamming in the car?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
with
like,
James
I
Corden.
haven't watched it yet.
You have to see. It just made
Yeah,
me
it's
so
great.
happy.
I've heard that James ended up crying, like
Yeah.
literally crying
Yeah.
in that episode.
Yep.
It's like you're singing with Stevie Wonder.
Crazy.
My God,
Be
his
insane.
name is Wonder. But yeah,
Speaking of singing, I think it's time for another song. And this is one of my favorites. It's called Uh-Oh Tequila.
Yeah,
And I
it's
love
a
it when you
bit
sing it
fun.
at the bar, specifically because people bring you tequila no
if
matter
I could
what.
very
do, and I don't
secretly have you
even-
move that
I
microphone
don't
back.
even like
Yes.
tequila.
You don't even like
I
tequila.
don't even like
People
tequila.
just bring it back to you for no reason. Well,
They
other,
do.
other than the song. But it's a great song. So everybody listen up. Acoustic Ash, this is Uh-Oh Tequila.
Went to Ibiza, how was I to know I'd meet ya? You were standing with your friends behind the bar. A shot of tequila, chased down with a double vodka, and then a Jaeger bomb blew my world apart. Oh, I don't know how it is I didn't grow into the girl that's dancing on the bars. I washed my sin in a bath of gin, and uh-oh now seems I've gone too far. JD had a party, I was invited by a martini, then a couple shots that met me at the door. I wasn't feeling sours, but a Bacardi every hour is enough to make your body hit the floor. Oh, I don't know how it is I didn't grow into the girl that's dancing on the bars. I washed my sin in a bath of gin, and uh-oh now seems I've gone too far. Came home from Ibiza after far too much tequila. Only pain says my liver's here. My friend said join me for a swift one, and I said you have got no chance, son. No, I ain't drinking for another year till I beat the seasons here. Till I beat the seasons. I don't know how it is I didn't grow into the girl that's dancing on the bars. I washed my sin in a bath of gin, and uh-oh now seems I've gone too far. Came home from Ibiza, turns out I still don't like tequila.
No tequila. No. Yes.
No.
Don't you just want to clap? Like, I know we're not at a venue, but like, you still want to clap.
No, that's clap worthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, who
Nicely
cares?
done.
Yes, we're going to clap anyway. That was Acoustic Ash with Uh-Oh Tequila.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. It should be, oh, shit, tequila.
Shit, tequila.
Oh, shit, that's tequila. So this is our fun segment where we play games. I want to play a game where we are in the movie Saw. I'm just kidding. So
Would you like to play a game?
thanks for that. So we get everybody involved who kind of has a microphone. Kevin will chime in every once in a while
Super Kevin.
with his CB mic.
Ooh.
Chime, 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 chime.
Thank you for that perfect timing. I was really hoping it was going to happen. And so I like to play a game with you guys called Drink, Play, Dress, which is very similar to the game Marry, Fuck, Kill. If you
Okay.
guys know the game, maybe
I should know
You're
that.
like
I'm
Figure it
familiar
out,
with
I'm
her.
sure. But
they'll figure it out. You get 3 names and you have to choose one for each of them. And I used your influences.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I kind of tailor it to the episode, is that I choose 3 of your influences. And so your choices are you can have a drink with one of them, you can play a show with one of them, or you can switch wardrobes with one of them, switch clothing. So This is interesting.
Yeah, because mine, I wouldn't say that mine were really all that wardrobe-y.
They're not, which is
No.
why, but it's okay. I still picked 3 from very separate
Walks of life.
walks of life. Yes.
Genres.
So I have Tracy Chapman, Marvin Gaye, and Phil Collins
Oh, that's awesome.
to have a drink with, play a show with, or dress
In
like.
the air tonight.
That's probably the easiest one that you could have asked me.
Really?
There you go.
I'm not gonna drink with Marvin Gaye because he's not alive.
Right. But if
So
he were
that would
alive,
like be terrible.
it would be really.
So, but I would drink with Phil Collins because Phil Collins' albums, like I feel like he would be that drunk guy at the end of the bar that'd be like, I'm gonna tell you this story.
I can
about how my
feel it
whole life-
coming. He would tell you the story.
He would.
Oh, I
He
love
would,
Tarzan. Sorry.
Right? And then you'd get onto Disney. So that'd
Fucking
be a really
Tarzan.
cool night.
That whole
You'd
soundtrack,
be
bro.
depressed, you'd be inspired, and then you'd be like, I'm gonna go home and watch Disney.
I'm gonna go home and watch Tarzan. Bottom
Say-
line.
Real
Perfect
quick, go.
drinking partner.
Do-doom, 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 do-doom for me, if you could. Just real quick.
I would have to play with Tracy Chapman. though.
Yeah, that makes total
Like,
sense.
Wow.
You guys would be perfect together.
So I have a really fun story about Tracy Chapman on this.
Please.
So obviously you know that Tracy Chapman to me is like just I'm in awe. So I went to watch Tracy Chapman live and I wasn't too far away from the stage. It was in Manchester. My best friend came with me and there was a technical fault. So during this technical fault I stood up. I was like, okay, it's now or never. So I stood up and I was like, Tracy. She looks at me and I'm like, I love you.
Oh,
Tracy Chapman walked up to the microphone that was still working, looked at me, and said, I love you too.
Aw.
I'm fine. I can go at any time, Smiter, because
I'm
Tracy
good.
Chapman loves
It's
me.
official. She also loves you.
So, if I could play any show in the whole entire world, it would be a show with Tracy Chapman.
that was one of those things I was fishing for. I knew that was your
Yeah.
answer. I just
Always.
wanted to hear it.
Always.
And I'm glad I asked
totally
it.
dressed like Marvin Gaye because he was
Let's
cool.
work on that, internet.
He was cool.
Go.
He was
Yeah.
so cool.
I think that's my personal dress like as well. I think I agree with
Yeah.
that.
He's
Daryl,
got so
Daryl,
much
how do you
style.
feel about
I,
that?
I have to. I'd be right in line with your answers.
Yeah.
Actually, Marvin Gaye was a fly dude.
He
It
was.
was.
So yeah,
He
that'd
was.
be pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I wouldn't look as good in those clothes, but I'd still, I'd try.
You try.
I'd try.
You try.
It's
That's
like
okay.
if I don't wear a flat peak and I wear a curved cap. It's bad.
Like for do you wear it curved for softball?
I did.
I
I
kinda-
don't think I'll do it again.
No.
I caught a glimpse of myself. It's like, wow, it was bad enough before the hat.
Curved bill. That's the next one. That's the
Yeah.
sequel to Tequila.
I'd rather
That's
go
the
blind
new
than wear
album.
this hat. That's going to be the sequel.
Aaron G, what do you feel about it?
Okay. I think I want to share a drink with Phil Collins on stage with Marvin Gaye dressing Mr. Chapman for the show that we are doing.
Dressing her?
Well, I mean, so we're going to dress, all of us are going to dress like Marvin Gaye, apparently.
Okay.
I think.
So
Okay.
a drunk Marvin Gaye tribute Tracy Chapman concert.
Yeah.
Costume
Why isn't
party.
that on
Yes.
Why isn't that
Make
happening?
that a thing,
Hosted by
internet.
Phil Collins.
The Kickstarter right here.
Drunk.
Yeah.
Drunk Phil Collins.
Wait, did you guys? Oh, you guys don't get Cadbury's? Not like we do
I don't know
anyway.
what that means.
So Cadbury's.
Oh, wait, Cadbury's like the-
chocolate.
Yes,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
we get
no,
them.
we
They're
do.
not as
Okay,
good though.
But did you get the Phil Collins Gorilla Cadbury's advert?
I'm
What?
pretending to know what that is.
No.
Right now.
This gorilla, I mean, obviously it's a guy in a gorilla suit, but it's not.
course.
It's this gorilla
Obviously.
is sat at a drum set through the whole build, right? He's just sat there, he's like this. And then it comes on, and the gorilla's like, bum, 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 bum. Oh, it's so good. Like, you have to YouTube it now.
I
Phil
have to
Collins
YouTube
out
it.
there.
You've got a fast car.
You have
Marvin
to
Gaye.
see, like, after you have finished watching this show, go on YouTube, Phil Collins Gorilla Cadbury's advert.
Oh
Just
my
do it.
gosh.
You
I
have
can't
to.
wait to watch that.
Yeah.
What if Phil Collins wanted to dress like me?
Okay.
Well, there was
I don't know.
speculation
Okay.
over
There you
whether
go.
it was him in the suit.
I don't know. Is money that bad for him right now? Maybe, I don't know.
Can you
That would
do?
be
Can
funny.
you do that Phil though? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, his name is Phil, and that's his Phil.
It is.
The Phil. Do 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 do. Bah.
You even got the digital drum sound. Do 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 do. You got it.
Zeros and ones. Bing, bing. Rototom.
It's good, but it needs more cowbell.
Always.
Guys, fantastic sound. I'm Stevie Wonder. Everybody,
That would
send
be
one you love
Walken's impression of Stevie Wonder.
with a dozen roses. Make sure that she noses would flower from your heart.
With that,
There's a ribbon in the sky.
I tried.
Aaron, you're a fun bunch of guys. I just got to tell you right now.
Isn't he though?
We love all of you.
My chérie amour,
I'm gonna start.
or less.
I'm gonna start calling you Sybil up in here real fast.
I feel like he's stalling on song names now, though.
No, I
Stall.
couldn't think of any others.
No.
You know,
Kevin, do you
It'll
want to chime
happen.
in, or are you?
Sir
are you good?
Duke. Sorry.
You are
Kevin.
something- Oh my god.
Wait. Oh, this makes us not allowed to be on YouTube now.
Oh, Kevin, you're messing with the
Oh,
copyright.
okay.
It's only a second. We can figure
only
it
a
Those
out.
darn
second.
algorithms. It's
Only
like,
a
oh, it's
second.
right here if you'd like to
Only
purchase
a
this on
second.
iTunes
Well,
right
if
now.
I had my choice, I would like to have sexual healing with Marvin Gaye.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute. We're
Oh,
learning a lot of
Kev.
things here.
I'm just asking for advice. I'm not looking for any actual healing.
Oh.
So it's
Okay, I
just-
misunderstood.
It's advice. So
So you
and
drinking with him?
and I would like to climb a mountain with Marvin Gaye because there ain't no mountain high enough. And then I would think that everything I would need to know I could hear through the grapevine. And so in answer to your question, I would like
Marvin
to
Gaye.
I'd like to drink, perform with, and change clothes with Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
And imagine Marvin Gaye right now walking out
You can't imagine that.
in Kevin wear. So
The
he would have
EBX
he would
t-shirt.
have the hair, he would have
Yep.
the EBX t-shirt.
With the
I mean, he
shorts
looked
and the
pretty fine in an
sandals.
EBX t-shirt, though.
And that's
There you
true.
go.
He would rock that.
And
EBX.
he still look good.
Yeah, I don't think my answer is much different than anybody else's. I think I would definitely have a show with Tracy because that makes sense. But like acoustic EBX, of course. It's like acoustic Ash only. Acoustic EBX. Very different. And I'm looking at it and I still forgot. Like this has got to be hard for you guys not looking at this. I'm looking at it and I forgot what I was going to say. Like how are you guys doing this without seeing what I'm seeing?
Yes, it's funny how that happens sometimes. Yes.
Thanks, Dave.
Yes. Yeah, you see?
Thanks, Dave.
Yes. Are
And
you
it-
hip to the cue cards? Yes. Yes, and please continue.
And I think I think I would switch it up though and
You
switch
dress like Phil?
because I want to just chill with Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Like I was thinking he was cool, but like I just want to talk to him. He had not that Phil doesn't have an interesting life, but Marvin, the struggle, man, like think about the shit that man seriously
I
like
don't think there's enough tequila to get through that, though.
there's not enough
No.
tequila to learn about Marvin's life and
That
not
dude
feel
had
like
a
shit.
tragic life.
I know.
Yeah.
I think that's why I'd want to just sit and just talk to him. Just one on one. Like, bro, tell me what's going on. Just
I
The
just like
world-
the regular conversations
just
with
the
him.
whole
So what do you think of John Mayer? Like really?
like for real.
Like just lay it on me.
I don't even know how Phil Collins dresses. How
Kinda
does he
like-
dress?
Kind of like Kevin.
Clogs. I just
Crocs.
imagine him,
No,
Crocs.
like seriously,
Yeah.
like kind of like Kevin.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna be like Kevin for a minute. Then.
So
That
on the
was
creepy
Kevin
scale-
literally changing into Aaron Okamondo
That was
just then.
That was a physical transformation. Like he's a shape. He's a shape shifter.
Well, that just happened. Brought to you by College Dolls with cleaning towels.
Yeah, actually,
Say
thanks.
you're in the control room and changing into an Aaron Okamondo and you make a mess. Well,
Truth. That's truth, though, man.
that's true, man. Like sometimes, I got nothing. I'm just doing this voice and smiling, but there ain't no joke coming afterwards. Just staring at the camera, making funny eyeballs.
So I have a few more questions, and they're not like super input. They're just fun,
Yes.
and I kind of like everybody to answer them. What's your favorite decade? Starting and why? You don't have a favorite decade? No.
No.
Nothing.
I have a favorite year.
See, I'm like the least fun person to ask questions to because I think too much.
Make
You,
something
we're
up.
having so much fun with
No,
you right
you're
now.
great.
You are wrong.
I don't want to make it up. I don't want to lie.
Okay. All right, fine. She doesn't
Like,
have a
I think
decade.
there's too much. Like, because every decade.
Every
gives us something
decade she
new,
loves.
Which is why.
Tell 'em.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it shows. You know, every decade
That's true.
brings on the next evolution, the next series of equality, the next fight for what's right. And I
Mhm.
think that I don't have a favorite decade because every decade's led us to something better. It may have a rocky ride to get there, but eventually it's the goodness in people that rises up during those times. So I don't have a favorite decade because I think that each one's got its own purpose. And I just hope that we can be a purpose.
The beautiful
Yes.
people.
You just ruined everybody else's answer.
Yep.
No,
And
no.
I'm next. What do I do now? I don't know.
That was the best answer I've ever gotten.
Yes,
typically,
How would you
people,
like to ostracize a year for us right now? after all that
Unicorn.
time?
Look. No,
Unicorn. Right.
well, okay. I
Interesting.
might as well just give the
Y-
shitty answer now because
You're-
I mean,
you're good.
because that's not.
I
I'm not gonna
know.
be able to follow that.
Well, here, I could save you,
amazing.
actually. I'll tell you mine first.
Okay,
and then you
go ahead.
think that mine,
All right.
mine is so amazing. I have a year, a favorite year.
favorite year.
And this year is the year 33. 3477.
Oh, damn.
What does that year mean? Why is that significant? Internet, respond.
Is there a thing? Is
the
there a
year
show?
3477.
I'm sure that there's a thing in a show somewhere.
Okay, you go
It's
ahead
gotta
now.
be a thing.
It's got to be a thing.
Right on. I guess I don't know because there's it kind of similar to like what we were saying with like every decade had something interesting going on all the way back to the
Copycat.
30s and 40s.
Yeah.
I know I'm just copying answers. It's ridiculous.
It's
But,
okay.
but you know, like the 60s, you had just the experimentation and pushing boundaries, not only in music but technology. The 70s, though, I mean, it seems like kind of a pat answer for somebody with the Stevie Wonder podcast, but the 70s, you know, you had this mixture of jazz harmony and the music being really complex and really challenging to play and to listen to, and that's also the stuff that's on pop radio. That's kind of interesting. And Quaalude guitar solos are pretty tight too. So you got that. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So the 70s.
So that's I'd probably right now in this
Yes.
moment the 70s.
Yeah, that's fair. Mine changes like every episode. So I don't ask it at every episode. I don't know the last time I asked it. It's been a minute. Actually.
What would yours be like today? You're feeling a sort of what?
Today, I'm still in 90s mode because I host karaoke on Wednesdays at O'Mara's in Berkeley.
Very nice.
And last week was 90s night, and everybody sang 90s music, and everybody dressed like they did in the 90s, and it was amazing. And I think everybody kind of loves what, the decade they grew up in, just automatically. They're going to love that decade regardless. And so I was born in 89, so I was small in half of the 90s, but I remember the other half. So I think, honestly, I would say, don't laugh at me.
Could you tell us what you
Wait
I
a
see
minute.
you. Camera
You've got
operators
no
can't laugh at me.
microphone over there.
So I would say, like, if I had to answer at this moment, it would have to be 95 through 2005.
Could you tell us what you wanted? What you really, really wanted?
The
I
year of living
wanna-
Silverchair.
Wanna.
what?
Wanna. It's like Thriller. You gotta like dance to
If
Thriller.
If you want to
Uh-huh.
be my sound man.
Wanna. And then Kevin, did you? Well, Kevin, you've answered before.
70s.
That spot. I knew that.
That
I,
just came
just
right
flat
out there
out
too.
Copycat.
I didn't know if you were gonna say.
the 70s.
I didn't know if he'd say 70s or 80s though,
70s.
because the 80s were a good time for you too.
Yeah, they were.
They may have been my most unrememberable and my most fun decade, but nothing surpasses or will ever come close to the music of the 70s, and that's what I live for is music,
That makes sense.
and there's no band that will ever come close to any of the top bands of the 70s. Sorry.
It's hard. It's
There
hard to
you
come
go.
by. And so, one last question to everybody before we hit our final acoustic ash song for the evening. This is also kind of hard. It makes you think, but like I don't know because I have an answer, but that's because I've been thinking about it. But what's your favorite song like right now? And it can be an original song, like whatever, if you want it to be an original song. But like what on the radio right now, if it comes on, you're like, damn it, I have to listen to this stinking song.
So it's sort of like a guilty pleasure song.
Maybe, yeah. What
Maybe
what
it's a
song is in
guilty
your
pleasure
head all the
song.
time? Or if it's on the radio, you have to listen to it right now, or your iPod or whatever device that you have.
I've got
that make
one.
sense?
If you'd like to think of one.
I need a minute. I need
Okay,
a minute.
this is sort of a guilty pleasure, and it's stuck in my brain. There's no reason for it to be there. But I'm going to share this with you all right now.
Oh my
Can we just
God.
be real here for a
Just-
moment?
just
Can
be
you hold my
super real.
hand?
Just be
Oh my
super
God.
real,
Okay,
Aaron.
so I'm going to be like really vulnerable in front of
Super.
all of you right now. Okay. The song is Been You by Justin Bieber.
Been you?
Yeah, I
Like
just
BEEN.
blew up the internet right now.
Is this? Wait a second. Is this when your chair explodes?
And this is not a song that is being publicized right now. I mean, it's getting no attention. Nobody cares
I wonder
about it.
why.
But if you listen to it, you cannot deny that it's a really good
Hold
song.
on, I'm gonna pull it up.
You just have
Hold
to
on.
like close your eyes and pretend that you don't, that the media hasn't caused you to hate on Justin Bieber. Justin, I got you for this one song.
What is this called?
It's called Been You by Justin Bieber. And that stupid song, when it comes on, it's like, darn it. Darn you, Justin.
I wonder if I've heard it.
I actually.
You probably haven't heard it.
No.
But track 14 and 15, that's right, man. Justin, I got you, man. I used to hate on you too, man. But track 14 and 15 is kind of fly. There you go.
I love him.
You love Justin Bieber?
I love Justin Bieber.
Oh,
There
shit.
you go. Do you know track
do.
14 and 15?
No, like for real, like I don't know. I get why everyone doesn't like Justin Bieber.
He's
I'm
just
not
a little
saying,
shithead,
I'm not
that's
saying
all it
that I
is.
want to hang out with Justin Bieber and be like, "Yo, Justin, best friend, woo!" But I'm like, Justin Bieber's music is actually pretty good.
It's not
Like
bad.
if you
I don't
actually
hate it.
sit and take apart Justin Bieber's work, it's really good.
We will get kicked off of this.
If this song sucks, like I'm gonna hate you so bad.
Oh. What's happening?
See,
We
like,
couldn't
listen-
play it anyway. Of all the songs, we
I
would get
can't,
kicked off from
like-
this one.
Yeah.
If you actually listen to
I'm
like,
not
the background,
allowed to
it's
play
so
more
many
than a
good
couple of
influences
seconds.
inside
I
of
was
it.
just
Oh, I
playing
got
a
you.
couple of seconds at a
Oh.
time.
You clever person.
That was
you.
smart. I didn't understand. I thought something was going horribly
No,
wrong with
I
your
was
phone.
I was only giving it like a bump here and there.
Okay, you bumping it.
Justin bump.
Listen to it. It
Justin
deserves
Bieber
your
bump.
likes.
A Bieber bump.
Hashtag
Bump of
Bieber
Bieber.
bump.
Hey,
That's gonna
listen-
be the new way
listen,
he sells
Bieber,
cocaine.
by being on our show, we just bumped you up to another level.
I mean, if you want to be really cool, come on down to like the Motown. You know what I'm saying? Music Society.
I'm,
Just
I'm
come on
putting an
down,
open thing
man.
out there to Justin Bieber to come and do a song at the Sound Shop, and I'll do it for
Yes.
free.
Yes.
And we'll get some of the Motown cats that we have hanging out here, and we'll give you some real soul, Justin.
And
Bring it.
Justin, if you're a fan of Stevie
Bring
Wonder,
it.
I know a podcast as well.
Yeah.
That would be really, I'm just throwing that out there.
true.
But yes,
Hashtag
anyway.
Bieber is the
If you need
truth.
an opening artist, like I'll come play.
But yes, so sorry, I gave you all a lot of time. So
We should have something by
Yes,
now.
by
shouldn't
now.
we? The song that for whatever reason has been stuck in my head the last 2 days is actually from Hamilton the musical. I don't know why I've had It's Quiet Uptown stuck in my head like forever. And my daughters and I are going to see Hamilton
Ooh.
in August, so I've been trying to like not listen to it at all, just to kind of flush it out before I go see the show. So I'm not like, oh, it's not like that, well, But I don't know why it's just been stuck in my head the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And live in Hamilton, I guess.
I'm
I don't know.
next.
Wait, what's up, Kev?
I would like to put out there the song "Who's Crying Now" by Journey.
Oh, random.
whoa, very nice.
When love feeds the fire.
It has the most amazing guitar solo in it ever.
Yep, that one.
That happened.
It did.
Yeah, that was a sexy guitar
I
solo.
felt it.
Ooh.
I think mine right now is like very specifically anything on the new Bruno Mars album. Like if
Oh,
it
yeah.
comes on the radio,
Bruno
I'm like,
Mars, turn it
shit, I can't get out of the car yet because the song isn't ended.
Yep,
Goodness.
24 Karat Magic.
24K, that's what I like. Chunky are the three, and
whole record's
Versace I'm not
ridiculous.
so big on, but like I can't remember the other titles because I just listened to the whole CD the other day for the first time. But the other three, 24 and Chunky, and that's what I like. I'm like, shit.
I'm
I find
coming
myself
to karaoke.
sound checking with Locked Out of Heaven all
I'm
the
coming
time.
to karaoke on
get
Wednesday,
away
and
from
I'm
it.
singing
Are you-
24 Karat.
You're gonna sing 24K, okay?
Nice.
That
I
is
sing-
awesome.
I sing. That's what I like all the time at karaoke because it's Well, it's not super easy because Bruno's hard to sing, actually.
He's right at the top of my range.
Me too. How? Why?
It's ridiculous. Like, why you gotta be up there, Bruno, man?
Why you gotta be so good?
Dang.
Damn.
Leave some for the rest of us.
For real, though.
Gotta
His
sing,
range is
singing all the notes. Just be singing all the notes.
All of them.
Yep.
I'm so jealous of his range. Like, he has a female range.
But Bruno, if you'd like to do a
So do
podcast
you.
about Stevie Wonder, because I think maybe there might be some sort of.
I think maybe he might have some
Might have
influence on some. Yeah, I was about to say that backwards. I think Stevie may be influenced by Bruno a little bit.
I'm really into that Bruno Mars.
Who isn't?
Right? That's what I like. Anyway. So we have one more song from you, and this kind of goes along with my last question. This might be my favorite song of yours right now.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I find
I hope
myself
that-
singing
Not
this
only
song from
because
time
I
to
know
time.
it.
Get stuck in people's heads.
Yes.
You know.
This is going to be stuck in your head. You're going to be wanting to hear this song over and over and over again.
It's probably going to change your life.
Actually, it will because it's very important.
I think I lost
There it
power.
is.
It's so important. The electricity just shocked everything.
It did.
There was the sound of electricity shocking everything. And also a lightsaber.
That's exactly what that sounded like. So, Ash, this last one is called Land of the Free.
It is, and I wrote this the night of the election.
On
I got your
election
paint.
night. Had he
I got your
already
paint.
won, or was it prior to him winning?
It was when he started to win,
Okay. I got you.
and I started to worry.
Yeah.
Horrible moment, right?
Just laying
Yeah.
in my bed
And
sobbing.
I finished the song roughly about a week afterwards.
Okay.
I wrote it that night, and then I tidied it up a little in the week to follow. But so you found something to get you through, and I hope that this song inspires people to not just get through it, but be a difference.
Fight
Make a
through
change.
it.
Fight through it.
Mm-hmm.
Stand for equality. So yeah, this track is called "Land of the Free." It's not played there,
Not with that capo.
but it is here. The whole world's going crazy, happened overnight. Paper in a ballot box, and now we're in this fight. Didn't pick a color, got thrown onto a side. But how in the land of the free am I fighting for my rights? You've got to stand together, you know that this ain't right. Brother, I have walked amongst you most of my life. How can you disown me for who it is I am? When only hours ago you know you didn't give a damn. I said, if this is the land of the free, then who's saving me? Oh, Lady Liberty, is this the land of the free? Lady Liberty, you've got to fight the right way. Take your hand off your gun. Only gonna win this if we're fighting it with love. Far too many people put their lives on the line for us to mess it up in just one night. Ew. This is the land of the free. Then who's saving me? Oh, Lady Liberty, is this the land of the free? Oh, Lady Liberty, for the presidents were in a room talking about the things that they went through, paving history. Would Obama be his right-hand man? Would they agree? Still the land of the free. 'Cause if this is the land of the free, then who's saving me? Oh, Lady Liberty. Oh, it's the land of the free, then who's saving me? Oh, Lady Liberty. Oh, if it's the land of the free, then who is saving me? Oh, Lady Liberty. Is this the land of the free?
Ooh. That was Acoustic Ash with Land of the Free, possibly my favorite song from Acoustic Ash. And one of the first songs I ever heard by you, maybe? No, I guess we played with you before. Yeah, we knew you.
One time.
Yeah.
One time.
So it wasn't the first song I heard. But the moment that Kev sent it to us to possibly do a version of it with you, I was like, this must have been written like a hot second ago.
Right.
I was like, was this written like
Yesterday.
before Obama? And then I heard the Obama thing and I was like, oh.
I was like, did she say Obama? She
Right.
said Obama.
She said
Man,
Obama.
you put Obama in a song.
Listen, I don't know if you know, but I'm pretty obsessed with Obama. Like, so when me and Katie got married, we sent an invite to Michelle and Obama.
Oh my gosh.
We did. Michelle and Barack got an invite, and we did not get them at the wedding, but we did get a little sign thing that congratulated us, wishing us all the best
Are
from
you
Michelle and Barack.
serious?
Wow, how nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we have now since called our life-size teddy bear Bear Rock, which
That's
if you say it
adorable.
quick enough,
Barack.
Barack.
Well, but it only works with your accent because in American accent, an English
Sounds
accent,
like Bear Rock.
Bear Rock.
Well, no, Bear Rock Obama.
Bear Rock, Alabama.
That's pretty much the same thing.
Alabama.
Right. Say chicken.
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 That doesn't even mean anything. I just want to hear you say
Just
chicken.
chicken. I'm just hopped up on some Dayquil, so I'm
There
going
you
to
go.
talking
Dayquil
in.
and caffeine.
Dayquil and caffeine. That's pretty much
Chicken.
my whole day.
Welcome to the Motor City
Bear
Music
Rock.
Society.
Obama. Yeah. So anyway,
Don't even know what
I don't
happened.
know how
People.
I got
I
you
would
on
like
that.
to take
Sorry.
full responsibility for that
I don't know
one.
what
but
happened
yes.
there.
Reel it back in, kids.
we
Reel it back in.
digress. We digress. Listen, it's been a great show. And do you either of you have any final words? It's so like definite. Have any final words to
Mama.
say before we are off the air officially this evening?
You know, actually, when I was just thinking, I wanted to say as a first-time listener to Acoustic Ash, like I have a great vantage point here. You should really go see her
Oh,
live.
hell yeah.
You should.
Because she like the energy and the passion and just the joy coming out. It's amazing. It's really inspiring. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you
for
so
letting me
much.
She'll
listen.
kick your ash.
Kick your ash.
Hashtag.
Hashtag she'll kick your ash.
No, I guess like the same thing that you're doing, that I'm doing, and that we have so many friends that we've made on this circuit of music, and now podcasts are coming into it too, which is awesome. But mainly just people get out and watch shows, get out and
Yeah.
bring your friends. You're sitting at home watching shows that are gonna rerun it in a week. Get
Sure.
outside
Or
get
tomorrow.
to venues and come and see the people, because you're never gonna find your next Stevie Wonder. You're never going to find your next Marvin Gaye if you don't go out and find it. They're not going to get to where they need to be if you don't support them first. So come out and watch us. Come join us. We're nice. We'll talk to you.
Sometimes.
We are
Kevin will probably
family.
touch you inappropriately at some point, but we're nice.
Typically,
I think that's really key, though. I mean, because the live performances are things that we remember.
I thought you were talking
Nobody's gonna
about
go,
the-
man, you remember that time we saw like Aaron Acamando on YouTube? Yeah,
right.
I mean,
you don't
but
say that.
No.
No.
we
Like,
say,
if you
"Remember that
haven't
time we did
seen Erin
podcasts with her?"
perform, you haven't seen anything. Like,
Oh.
you own a stage.
Oh, thank you.
You can't teach that.
borrows
You
it
can't
from me.
teach that.
No, you can teach it. I didn't
You know,
always do that.
No,
This is
no, you can tell
7 years
someone
of
how to do it,
development.
but if it's not in your soul, you're not going to do it.
That's
true.
true.
And I don't look as good wearing jeggings on
I
stage.
don't look as good ever.
as
That's
she
fine.
does, and I have tried. And it's
Yeah, I
just,
think-
it's different. It's not the same.
You know, we talked about it before. You know, you got Red Baron, Nina
Mm-hmm.
Sophia, Nina and the Buffalo Riders. You have so many great acts. Chris
Oh, are you really pronouncing her name wrong?
Yeah, I say it wrong all the time.
Is it Tavernier?
Tavernier.
Tavern-
Now she's gonna kill me
Tavernier
'cause
or
you got it right and I
Tavernier?
didn't. See? No, Tavernier.
I just don't remember if there was an R there. Or
Sounds
not.
like a shack, like a tavern, and then ear.
Oh, so there is an
Tavernier.
R. Tavernier.
Yeah.
It could
So,
be
like,
Tavernier.
It
Tavernier?
is in French, apparently. She told me that.
Oh.
So, see, now you just got 2 bonus points to my fail. Brilliant.
I want to have
But
Chris on too,
Tavern-
actually.
But these people are the same
Tavernier.
people, like, and I just want to say as an
Tavernier.
endpoint, it's
Tavernier.
coming up to festival season 2.
Yum.
And not everybody gets into the festivals, and some people do. So go to festivals and go to the other live gigs too.
Mm-hmm.
Come out and find them, because Red Baron, Elsie Binks,
Mm-hmm.
Nina Sophia, Chris Tavernier, you know, we're all going to be out playing the circuit. So get
Mm-hmm.
out and then get home and listen to the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's also, this is the whole point of Motor City Music Society, is share the local music.
Yeah.
Love the local music, share the local music. It's great. Yeah, go to the shows, but then you kind of like go on the Facebook and follow them, because it's cool that you loved them in real life, but if you don't proactively go follow them, you're going to forget about that shit immediately.
And vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vice versa, like follow the Facebook, but come out to the shows.
Exactly. I will, if I like a band, I will literally disconnect for a moment and like go find them on Facebook and
Right.
like them. I've done that so many times. I immediately just, okay, I'm listening. I promise. Just, I'm not being rude. Just let me, okay, good now. Like I have to do that or else I'll forget.
Yeah.
And that's important. So it's a proactive thing. Go out and see the bands, support them, buy their CDs, buy their music, and buy their T-shirts, whatever the hell they got out there, and then go find them on social media and the internet and support them as well.
And I think it's a lot different too, because like today's artist is not being supported by a large entity for the most part.
Right.
And I mean, never before is our money going directly to, I mean, how many stories are out there where somebody had started doing something and the proverbial label got all of the money. So, well, you have a hand in supporting these artists and bringing their music to light. And you have the confidence of knowing that it's going to them.
Yeah. And that's
Literally
important.
there. Jimmy Page's guitar. What if you bought Jimmy Page's guitar for him? I don't even know where I was going with that.
I don't know where you're going with that, but that's okay.
But yeah, you get the idea.
But it's all right.
And on the flip side, you take a band like Wolfpack that is where they are because of fan support. So
Yeah.
you get to see the flip side of it too. Yeah. That fan support really matters. That encouragement and having people follow you really makes a big difference and
It
lets
truly
you get
does.
places. So
It truly does. I mean, there's a couple of our super fans that have just pushed us along. I'm gonna name drop. I don't know if he's watching. He could be watching. Bob Surgat is one of them. If I don't even know if I said his last name right, Surgat, something like that. Bob. It's the only Bob that I know, basically within the EBX fam. He saw us at our very first release party in October 2015 and booked us on Sterling Fest to open Soul Asylum that night.
Sweet.
8 months later, like what? And that's how much faith he had in us. And he actually came to the show because he knows our bass player Q, Jason Quartuccio. So they've been friends for a very, very long time. But so he came to support his friend, and then he was like, "Oh, and you were on that show. You played with us on
was.
that show,"
I
which is
was.
crazy. But yeah,
I'm
so
also a musician.
the people are what push it forward, and people have been asking me for a fan group on Facebook, and I was like, dudes, ain't nobody got time. And then when I did it, people are using it now. Like people post that they're wearing my shirts. One of my drummer's best friends was in South Carolina, and he was wearing our T-shirt. He posted, he goes, "Repping you guys in South Carolina." I'm like, this is amazing.
Cool.
Like it's awesome. And our we're one of those bands where our fan base is pushing us forward. They're the ones sharing our stuff. I mean, I'm sharing the crap out of it too, and so are my bandmates, but they are sharing it as well.
We appreciate and love you all.
And it's the same way for us. Like, we met because we went and played a live show.
Right.
Like, we would never even cross paths if
Right.
it hadn't been for the fact we played the same show.
And me and Kevin, we're looking at this girl like, what's happening? We're both, we probably were standing like this at the back of the room, at the back of the dance floor at Billy's Tippin' In.
Because you're rappers?
I actually had a voice moment. I had my back to Ash,
Yeah.
and she played one song, and I was like, okay. She played the second song, and I went, damn it. I'm busy talking right now. The opening act is playing. I'm not paying attention. I don't hear you. And I went, shit. And I turned around. I was like, holy shit, I'm blown away.
And I had been watching the whole time, and then Kevin comes over and goes, she's really good. I'm like, fuck, right? Like, I'm just sitting there with my beer like, shit. Like we were thinking the same thing, but we were just separately. And then when he came over and confirmed it, I was like, I know.
I go, what the hell's going on here? This girl has got mega talent.
We both did the same thing. We were like, what is happening?
But where'd she come from? She's got a funny voice.
England.
She's got a funny accent.
Well, we didn't know
How
because you
dare
didn't
you.
talk. You didn't talk right away. You just started singing, and then I don't know whether you talked after the first song or second song or
You
whenever.
won't let people ignore you. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know when you talked, but it wasn't right away. And then we were like, oh, she's British.
And I felt so compelled when she was done playing that I walked up and handed her $20.
Did you really?
I was like, here's a tip. I don't
did.
have no
didn't
more. That's
know
all
that.
I got. But I love you. Here, take my money. Sorry,
Take my money.
I don't want anything.
Take my
I just
money.
take my money.
I was like, Kevin, there's no happy endings to this show. Like,
It is Billy's tipping in, though.
I did have a happy ending.
I loved
was
you, Timmy,
entertained.
but
It was a happy beginning. you
yes,
say.
it was. It was a happy beginning.
so yeah, I
Aw.
guess what I'm saying is, people come out and watch the shows, but bands, artists, don't be afraid to go and play a show alongside other bands and artists. Get out there, socialize, and push each other to be the best you can be. Because you know what? If you want to be the best and hear no one else and you only hear yourself, then fine.
Yeah,
But
well,
if you really want to be the best artist you can be, you're going to go out there and embrace everything that everyone has to offer.
you have
and
to
Embrace
watch
love
people.
tonight.
Embrace love tonight.
Yeah.
You have to watch people to become great. You have to watch people, unless you're Stevie Wonder.
Like, I hope you succeed.
Bah.
I hope
thank
you
you.
get the high life.
Thank
I hope
you.
you get everything
Ditto.
you dream of.
Ditto.
And I feel that way for everyone that we've grown this bond with.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Stevie would probably say the same thing. He'd probably say, guys, I listen to music all the time. I'm always out there. Bruno Mars. Singing all the notes.
There it is. Daryl got one in. Wow.
Yes, Daryl.
That's all I have. That's my only
Yes.
walking impression.
That's okay.
But thank
No,
you.
that was great. That was wonderful.
That was.
Thank you for having us on here as well. This is cool.
You are so welcome. Thank you both, Ash and Daryl Bean, for coming on the show, and everybody involved in Motor City Music Society. Once again, you can find us at facebook.com/Motor City Music Society or instagram.com/Motor City Music Society, MC Music Society on Twitter and Snapchat. I know that's a whole lot of mouthful. We didn't really think of that when we were naming it, but it looks great on the banner, so
It
does.
does.
I mean, it
That's-
goes all around the banner.
it goes all the way around the banner. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you guys one more time. And our next episode is in a couple weeks. It is episode 8. It is on May 1st, and we have the Johnny Rhodes Band.
Johnny
Coming in.
Rhodes,
The
bringing in
Johnny Rhodes Band.
the blues.
Bringing the blues.
Bling in the blues.
Blinging it.
That's where I'm at right now.
Bringing the brews.
So I think it's time to say goodnight. Happy
Bruce?
Motor City Monday. We will see you guys on May 1st. Thanks, everybody, for a
Get
great
well,
show.
Tammy.
you.
Maybe. Here we go.
Now.